Yo, 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 what it do, what it do, what it do? You know, I have not done one of these before. I've not done a live, I guess you could say, review. It's gonna be a little short stream, you know? I just wanted to talk about everything that really happened on this past Monday on Raw and stuff. I just finished watching the show not that long ago, so we about to, you know, take a deep dive on into everything. Not really too deep, kind of like a brief, I guess, of everything that really happened. I'm gonna turn this desktop audio down just a little bit so y'all can just hear me a little bit better. All right, look, so boom, so check this out. We about to hop right on into it. I got my notes that I took while I was watching the show, so just bear with me. I might miss a few details here and there, so we're gonna see how we can, you know what I'm saying? This is our first time doing a little review. So let's see how it goes. So first things first, they kicked off the show earlier tonight. They started off with CM Punk. He came out, he, you know, pulled up in his black truck, if that even is his truck. Maybe it's the company truck, I don't know. But he pulled up in an SUV or truck, whatever you would call it. He came out to the ring. Pretty much, you know, the interesting part about him coming out tonight, he called out John Cena, kinda, sorta. They kinda teased it a little bit. I thought that was pretty interesting, you know, given their history. So I mean, it'd be, you know, be interesting to see how things turn out between CM Punk and John Cena with this this farewell tour, if you'll call it. Let me turn this down, bro. Like, I ain't really messing with it. I mean, that beat hard, but I'm gonna need the beat to stop for a second. Okay, I couldn't think for a second. All right, I feel like I can actually think now. I can actually think. All right. Let's get back into the, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back into the swing of things here. So, as CM Punk was out to the ring, he was interrupted by Seth freaking Rollins, who he did beat on last week's show on Raw. Interestingly enough, Seth's whole, I guess you could say, his idea, what he wants to do now is like, okay, it's now big. Now it's like bigger than just trying to defeat CM Punk. That defeat from last week, it's eating him up inside to the core. So what he wants to do now is himself into the Royal Rumble. And his mission in the Royal Rumble, he didn't even say anything about, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I'm going to throw over everybody. I'm going to go to WrestleMania. I'm a main event, win the championship. Ooh, he didn't even say any of that. All he cares about, as long as CM Punk himself does not fulfill his WrestleMania dreams this year, he's perfectly fine by however the outcome is. That's how I took it, at least. And then out comes Drew McIntyre, pretty much saying, hey, that's cool and all, but I'm also in the Rumble. You know, so 3 people declared for the Rumble at the start of the show. We got Drew, we got Punk, and we got Seth Rollins. That's how the show started off. Not gonna lie, this is looking like a all-star Pat Royal Rumble so far. We got LA Knight, Jey Uso, the 3 people I just named. We got Roman Reigns. We got what's his name? John Cena. You know what I mean? And there's still so much more, like, people that we know are gonna be in there. Like, it's a given Solo's gonna be in there. They didn't say Solo's gonna be in there, but let's be real. Solo and the Bloodline, they're gonna be in the match. So it's gonna be a lot of storyline elements and dynamics when the Royal Rumble comes around on the 1st of February. I'm very excited for that. After that segment, you know, we wrote a commercial or whatever. If you have ads, I have ads. Chad Gable comes out. Boom. We're about to find out who this mad superstar is. I might leave it down in the link in the description below or in the comments somewhere. I don't know. I might leave it down. I actually posted a reaction to the guy who came out. Worst kept secret in wrestling. It was Penta. In fact, it was Penta. And it's like, I knew it was going to be him. I mean, obviously, who didn't know it was going to be him? But it still was like, a feel good, like, it still was like a feel good moment, you know, to see Penta out there in a WWE ring, brand new music, which isn't bad music, by the way, before anyone starts saying like, oh, the music trash, Death Rebel, da 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 da. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We got 2 new things this show. But we got him and we got Dakota Kai. We're gonna get to Dakota Kai later though. But his theme, not bad. At least for a first theme. Not bad at all. Him and Chad Gable. I wouldn't, you know, it was a good match. I wouldn't say it was match of the night though. I wouldn't say it's match of the night. But I did like the match though. You know? Penta looked really good coming into the match. Gable did not really let up. Gable still put up a really good fight. There was a really good back and forth in that match. Obviously Penta got the win and pretty much saying like, hey, like I'm here to stay. Like I've been waiting for this moment. You know what I'm saying, my whole life, you know. And I think I don't know, Penta's like late 30s if I had to guess, but you know what? That don't even matter. Like he looks like $1 million out there with him and Chad Gable. So yeah, I personally like that. That was a good point of the show. After that match though, here comes the Judgment Day. Now the Judgment Day comes out. We got a whole nother element now. Now, well, not come out, but there's a segment. My fault. There's a segment backstage with the Judgment Day. And pretty much, you know, Finn, you know, this last couple of weeks, you know, or months, however long he's been doing this little back and forth, you know, just hopping around, how long he's been doing this back and forth, you know, Finn actually came out. I keep saying came out when they're literally in the back. I don't know why I'm tired, dude. I'm tired. It's 11 p.m. over here. But pretty much Finn, JD, and Carlito, they're in their little corner plotting, as they always are. There ain't no telling what direction the Judgment Day is going to go. That's going to be interesting in itself to see how that plays out at some point between them and Liv and the split and all that. But pretty much what I took from the segment, you know, there was a little exchange between them 3 and Raquel and Liv. Pretty much, you know, Finn, you know, being sarcastic as he always is, saying like, hey, like, I'm sure you'll get your title back. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Dom, he's trying to make up for what he did last week for Liv. You know, buying her a bouquet of roses and stuff. You know, symbolizing that he's sorry. Dom is I mean, at least how it's being presented on screen is like wherever the championship goes, or presumably like where the championship could be going, that's where Dom's gonna go. I just thought that was kind of crazy. Like as soon as Rhea won the title, Dom did a full 180. Was like, oh, take me back. Oh, take me back. So I mean, it's gonna be crazy to see how that plays out as well. But that wasn't really nothing crazy. Not really a crazy segment of the show. None that really caught my eye, really. Kaiser Sheamus. I don't think there's ever really a bad Kaiser and Sheamus match. They got good chemistry. I like their chemistry. This is gonna be a good year for Liv with Kaiser. I feel like I have a really strong feeling at some point he's gonna win the Intercontinental Championship if he stays on Raw, at least. If he stays on Raw, you know. Part of me wants to see him split from Gunther, maybe to another brand, just to see how he can do on his own and not have that attachment to Gunther. Or maybe it's just not time to just like split that up. I don't know. I guess only time will tell. But you know, nice back and forth in this match between Kaiser and Sheamus. Sheamus gets the win. You know, did I really expect him to? I'll say yes. You know, Kaiser, in a sense, put Sheamus on the shelf from their, I want to say their Survivor Series match. So it's pretty good to see that they're, you know, getting Sheamus back to the swing of things after the match. Let me see. Like I said, I had notes that I had to write down. It's kind of hard to remember everything at once. After the match, Sheamus gets all in Braun Breaker's face. You know what I'm saying? They do a little back and forth, you know, Braun pushing all up on him, stuff like that. I mean, the way it's looking, Saturday night's main event, this card is going to be a good card. You know, we got a little, I know we got Royal Rumble coming up, but it looks like Saturday night's main event before the Royal Rumble is starting to look pretty good because now they're advertising Sheamus and Breaker for the IC title. I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they have good chemistry. I think we've seen this match before, right? I could be wrong. You guys will let me know. I'm pretty sure we've seen this match before. I mean, here's how I feel. I like Braun Breaker. I love Braun Breaker. But I feel like he needs to be after the world title, after Gunther. Now, I know maybe that's the end game. Maybe they're just building it. They're building it. They're building it. They don't want to do it just yet. You know, patience is like a really big thing in the wrestling world. And I feel like maybe that's the guy to take the title off Gunther at some point. Who knows? But part of me wants Sheamus to get this dub here. Part of me wants Sheamus, like, when the last time Sheamus won a title? You know? I feel like I could be wrong. It's really hard for me to remember. I think the last singles title he held was the United States title, which was like eons ago. Like maybe during the pandemic, a little before. I don't know. It's been a while. You know, Sheamus wasn't consistent. The last time Sheamus was consistently a champion was when Cesaro, also known as Claudio Castagnoli, when he was in the company still. So I'm a bit Sheamus guy. You know, I really want Sheamus to get this dub. But that's, you know, that's Saturday night's main event. That's towards the end of the month, you know, probably in the next like 2 weeks. So, I mean, we'll see how the development of that story plays out as well. Next up, let me see where we are. We got another segment in the backstage. This gets pretty interesting. This is where it starts to get pretty interesting. So Seth, he has an interview in the back. Nothing crazy about the interview. He keeps walking, going on about his night. He runs into Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn saying like, hey, like, if you need somebody to talk to, you know, I'm here for you. I know you had a rough couple of weeks. You know, with CM Punk, the loss and everything. And all that stuff. You know, Seth ain't trying to hear none of that. All Seth pretty much was getting at was like, yo, like, you keep helping Roman Reigns doing all this stuff. You gonna help Roman Reigns get his Euler back. What's next? You gonna help him win the world title from Cody? Like, how you gonna help him win the Royal Rumble? Like, how much, you know, how many times are you gonna keep helping Roman Reigns? It's like pretty much the message I got from that was like, you know, when you gonna help yourself, Samuel? You know, Sami Zayn still up to this point has not won a world championship on neither brand, Raw or SmackDown. He has won the United States Raw. He's won the United States title and Intercontinental titles on both Raw and SmackDown. He's been the tag team champion with Kevin Owens. That's the one piece missing. The one piece missing. Sami Zayn needs that title, the world title. But that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy about that segment either. Just like I said, it's the little things that matters in wrestling you just gotta pay attention to, you know, and for storyline purposes. And then when we come back from commercial, here's why I said it gets interesting. When we come back from commercial, Karrion Kross comes out of Adam Pearce's office. And pretty much this is the way we find out that the Wyatt Sits are being sent to SmackDown. That is interesting. Given the roster, given everybody that's over on SmackDown, that is going to be very, very, very interesting for a lot of storylines, for a lot of elements, you know. And it's fresh. It's fresh. You know, it's fresh. I like I wish they would have went the draft route, kinda, sorta, but they didn't want to. They're doing the whole like, I guess the transfer portal, the transfer window. That's how they're gonna do it. That's their version of the superstar shakeup here in 2025. So, the Wyatt Sits are now getting sent to SmackDown. As him and The Miz are, you know, talking about everything that's going on and stuff. Here comes Sami Zayn, getting ready to go into Adam Pearce's office. Karrion Kross stops him. It was saying like, hey, like I heard what you and Seth was talking about. And I find that quite interesting. You know, pretty much him and The Miz start getting on him about like never being a world champion, this, that, the third. And what I put down here is, now look, I don't know if this is the route they're going to take, but hear me out. A Kross and Sami Zayn feud, that shit might work. It might work. That actually might be a good ass feud. Now I don't know. Now I feel like tonight they planted the seeds for that, and I really hope that is the case. Because Sami Zayn, as of right now, I'm not gonna say he's like lost in the shuffle. I'm not gonna say that. You know, I'm not gonna say he has nothing to do necessarily, but this helps. Maybe it helps Kross more than Zayn, but it helps. You know. It really helps. But you know, everything Karrion Kross touches seems to implode on its own will. You know, you look at the track record, look at Drew McIntyre, look at Rey Mysterio, look at Shinsuke Nakamura, look at everything, look at everybody Karrion Kross is feuded with. Hell, the New Day. Look at the New Day right now. That's all Karrion Kross right there. So I can't help to think, but like, damn, like, what are we about to get out of Sami here if they decide to pull the trigger on the feud here? I don't know. But that was pretty much the gist of that right there. Now let me see. Let's keep looking into this. This next segment wasn't too long. Gunther comes out. You know, he wasn't at last week's. Well, I ain't gonna say he wasn't there, but he wasn't in action last week on the Netflix show, which I thought was kind of interesting, knowing that is his show. Raw is his show. But Gunther comes out, you know, pretty much saying like, hey, like WWE. You know, last week was a success and all, but, you know, ain't nobody can wrestle like me. Ain't no one can do it like me. You know, yada, yada, yada. Gunther doing the typical, you know, he's the best. Everybody else suck. You know, it's what everybody else does in the company is an embarrassment to the sport. Things like that. Out comes main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Master himself. And pretty much where this goes, let me see. Where this goes is pretty much Jey Uso's like, you know, he wants the world title. He's saying like, "What's up? I want all the smoke. You want to know what's next? What's next is main event Jey Uso taking your world title." And Gunther, you know, he does the usual. He does the typical saying like, "Hey, like, you really think you can beat me? Like, I'll accept your challenge for Saturday night's main event," which is something else they announced. Main event Jey Uso versus Gunther for the world title. But like I said, he pretty much saying like, yo, like, you really think you stand a chance against me? I beat you twice already, Jay. Like, what? Like, we've already been down this road before. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Look at the success. Look at everything you've done up to this point. You know, you are a great tag team wrestler. And he just left it at that. You know, Gunther, you know, with the mind games, that's what he does. That's what he does best. You know, and Jay pretty much standing on business, standing on 10 toes, saying like, hey, like, I understand what you mean. I'm not going for none of that. I'm main event Jey Uso. I got the people by my side. They're going to route me regardless. It's just me, Us, and I want that world title, and I'll be damned if I don't get it at Saturday night's main event. And that's pretty much the gist of that. You know, like I said, not really too crazy with that promo segment, but I wish there was a better way we can get into this, because it's just like, as of right now, it just doesn't seem believable that Jay goes over here. If you know Gunther and you know his track record in WWE, you know how his title reigns go. There really is no short title reigns in Gunther's at all, ever. Like, pretty much if Gunther ever wins a title, grab a bag of popcorn, kick your feet up and relax, because we're going to be here for a while. I don't think it's believable. It's not believable. And I think that's the part that sucks. And they're going to build it. I know they're going to build it the best way they can to make it believable. But me being the viewer that I am, watching WWE as long as I've been watching it for, it's not really something I can just like believe, you know. But I mean, maybe there will be elements in the coming weeks that make me change my opinion about the match. But I know it will be a good match. I know it'll be a banger match, but I got Gunther retaining all day, every day. Maybe I'll do a Saturday night's main event prediction or something when the time does come. But I got Gunther winning that all the way. All right. So after that, we're going to get into the inaugural. We're going to crown the inaugural women's intercontinental champion between Lara Valkyria and Dakota Kai. I'm not going to lie. Like, you ask me, bro, this might be match of the night. Like, seriously, this might be match of the night. If we're not going to talk about the main event just yet, assuming everything that I've named up to this point, this is match of the night. I like this match. I love this match. They have great chemistry, and you would have never known unless you've seen their other match when they qualified for Lara had to qualify for Queen of the Ring or whatever. But this was a really good match. There was a spot in the match where they both was on the apron, and I want to say Lara suplexed Dakota clean onto the mat outside of the ring. That's concrete, like underneath the mat, bro. Like, there's no protection. That's a tough spot. You don't see that spot often. Not even the men do it. That's a tough spot to be in. But like I said, like it was a great match. I actually love that match. I'd watch it again if I could. Dakota Kai got a new theme. I meant to say that first. She got a new theme. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. That shit is hard. Like I said, that's what I was saying earlier today. Like, y'all need to chill on Death Rebel now. I know, like, Death Rebel, they get a lot of slander, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But not this one. I don't think this is the one to slander. This is a pretty good theme I can get behind. I have to give another listen to get my full opinion on it, but I like the theme. But that's still besides the point. Back to the match. After a very, very close call, a very close back and forth, they ended up going with Lara Valkyria. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the decision at all. I'm a big fan of Lara's. She has a lot of potential to like be like a backup. I was about to say megastar, but like, I mean, shoot, but you never really know. If that was the first word that came to my mind when I thought of her, you never really know. You know, the crowd behind her, the woos is only going to get better and better week by week. And now she got the title, so they only going to get any louder. She's only going to get more TV time, and I'm all for it. I think it's perfect. I think all the way up to this point, I like how she's been presented on screen, but I also like how Dakota's been presented on screen up to this point, making it this far into the finals. They done gave her a new theme, and if you know WWE, if they give you a new theme, especially if it's good, if they give you a new theme, they got some plans for you. They got something, you got something to look forward to, and I feel like now we're going to get like a good, decent, concrete push for Dakota Kai, maybe Damage Control. That's how I feel, or at least that's what I want. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe let EO keep chasing the world title. Dakota Kai, she might not have been the first ever Intercontinental champion. That doesn't mean she can't get it. She can't be the second. You never know. Let's see. After that match, Miz, as requested, had a match with Sami Zayn, who went to Adam Pearce. For, like I said earlier, Miz and Karrion Kross were talking shit earlier in the night about Sami Zayn not being able to win a world title, whatever. Like I said, the match didn't feel long, at least not to me. Sami Zayn made quick work of the Miz, patting him up, ended the match with a Blue Thunder Bomb. That has been a very long time since I've seen him win a match with the Blue Thunder Bomb. So like I said, nothing too big coming out of that match. After that, we have Nia. Okay, so Rhea Ripley comes out, and for what my understanding, they didn't really say too much. Nothing crazy other than mommy's back on top. I run this division. Ooh, the typical. Out comes Nia Jax. Got a rough reception from San Jose. Her getting booed out the building, not letting her talk. She was in that slot for the night. Nia pretty much saying like, I'm coming through the transfer portal. I think I like it here on Raw. And I think that's good. Now that Rhea is once again the world champion, I asked myself like, okay, currently everybody on Raw other than Liv, you look at everybody. Literally, you look at everybody. Who's going to take the title off Rhea? Who even stands a chance? Nobody. On paper, nobody. Not Lyra, not Dakota. Shit. Even if you want to bring Becky back, not Becky. If you bring Charlotte back, we didn't seen that match like 2-3 times already. So it's like, you know, but Jax is that it's a fresh feud. I think they fought already too, as a matter of fact. But you know, it's fresh, something different. We haven't seen it in a while. Jax has been over on SmackDown, killing it when she was women's title before Tiffany, you know, becoming the new champion. But you know, Nia Jax pretty much saying like, hey, like, let me see what I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like, I run this women's division still, even without the title. I'm the most dominant woman. Then from there, she starts to trash San Jose. That's where Raw was at this week, was in San Jose. She starts pretty much trashing it, saying like, this is a dumpster fire. You know, no pun intended. No pun intended. This is actual dumpster fire. While Bayley was in the crowd. Bayley hops over the barricade. She also was coming from SmackDown. I'm not really sure why she was there, but if I had to assume, I mean, she's from San Jose, so I'm just gonna assume that's why she was kind of in the area. I'm gonna assume. I don't freaking know, but God, I just had the meanest brain fart. But yeah, pretty much they all three of them start brawling in the ring. Bayley, Rhea Ripley, they clean house, take out the trash, which is Nia Jax, and that was pretty much that segment right there. Let's see what we got. After that, now we're at the main event. Now we're at the main event where we have Finn Balor going against Damian Priest. This is a pretty decent street fight. I'm not gonna lie. You understand? Now we're in a PG era, so things are a little different now than they used to be back in the day. So you're not gonna get your typical street fights where you got thumbtacks and blood and all that other nonsense. But given what they could do, I feel like Priest and Balor did a pretty damn good job. I'm not mad at the match at all. There's a lot of spots that were gruesome to me. The broken arrow from the top of the crowd coming down to the double tables was crazy. The spot where it looks like they were gonna stretch her Finn out, but Damon's like, nah, we're not going for none of that. Runs up the ramp, go get him, drags his ass back to the ring, starts beating his ass even more. Like, that was good. The close call with the Judgment Day getting involved with Carlito and JD doing their finishers on Priest before Balor hits the coup de grace. I thought it was it right there. Priest kicked out. And then the Viking Raiders make the save, cleaning out, taking out the trash, so it becomes a number one. I said a number one. So it becomes a one-on-one match again. And now Priest hits the South of Heaven on the canvas, and that was all she wrote. I really liked this match. This match was good. But, I'm really big on Finn Balor. I'm not saying I wanted Finn Balor to win. This match could have went either way, but at the same time, I am tired of seeing these two feud. And I feel like Balor should have won the first match. No question. Balor should have won the first match. Because, like, as time progresses, the last few years, it's like Balor just gets... I feel like part of me feels like it's starting to lose its credibility. Like, I feel like you put him in a ring with Gunther, it's like, how can we take take Finn as a big of a threat as he really is? And he is a big threat, and I want him to be a big threat. But every big match Finn has had the last few years, he loses every single time. Every time. It sucks. It sucks that we have to keep seeing it this way. But all together, if I had to rate this Monday Night Raw, oh, this is rough. I'll give it a cool 7.5, leaning towards an 8. It wasn't a bad show. And it wasn't the greatest show either, But pretty much you got the elements that we weren't able to get last week. We got to be able to continue on what we were doing before the Netflix show came. Or the Netflix move, should I say. Okay, we got, but what I'm saying, we got the we got some kind of like closure on Kaiser and Sheamus. We got a new inaugural. I cannot talk today. We got a new Intercontinental Champion. We got new direction for Gunther and where he's going to be doing in the coming weeks and what he's going to be doing. Same for Jey Uso. As for what's next for Sami Zayn, it ain't confirmed, but don't be surprised if him and Cross start having more and more interactions over the coming weeks. And if you know Karrion Kross, he's going to do everything he can to break Sami Zayn and make him just snap. Just like he did with the New Day just recently. As far as what's next for Priest, I can only assume Priest is going to end in the Royal Rumble. He didn't say it yet, but don't be surprised. Priest will probably definitely be in there. As for next week, the only thing that has been confirmed on the show so far, we have the New Day. The New Day finally, about time, this new version, this new aggressive, this heel New Day is finally going to have a match. They're going to be in action. And I know they're going to have a new theme song. Y'all know they're going to have a new, y'all know they're going to have a new theme song. So I can't wait to see the new look. I want to see what the new look, maybe the new gears could probably be a lot more serious. You know, no more than that pancakes and bootios and twerking and none of that. Like, this is about to be the New Day. And I think they should keep the name too, because I think it's fitting. This is actually a new day for the New Day. It's fitting. The New Day will be in action next week. Seth Rollins is going to be going one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. And I guess you could say a bit of a WrestleMania rematch from last year. Seth feels like he owes Drew one. So, be interested to see how this plays out. They both are in the Royal Rumble. I don't know if CM Punk's going to have his eyes on this match or not. We don't know. Only time will tell. What I found interesting, JBL is going to be in the house next week. And if you've been following JBL around really just pro wrestling as of late, he's been all over the place. He's been in TNA, showing up in a lot of other independent shows. So, it's going to be really interesting to see what JBL is going to be doing next week. Is he going to be, is he going to do a promo? Is it going to be just like a little backstage segment? Is he just going to be in the crowd? We don't know. So I'm kind of excited to see what JBL is going to be doing. But, yeah, that's pretty much the review, guys, of Monday Night Raw for this week. Nothing crazy, like I said, nothing crazy, nothing too bad. The show really wasn't bland, you know. I feel like you got what you came for. I feel like you really got what you came for. This is more for people who are already watching. Like, as for the new viewers, like say someone who just started getting back into wrestling, maybe a bit of a confusing for the show, you know, but that's okay. You know, you'll catch on, like the rest of us had to at some point. But like I said, that's gonna do it for this week's WWE Raw review here on the channel. Like I said, if you would like to see my reaction to when Penta debuted, that is on the channel. Make sure you check it out. Hope you guys have a great night, and hopefully we can get some more reactions up for you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. WStream, guys.